Hello and welcome to Big Brands. Today we're going to talk about franchising, and specifically we'll focus on franchising within the fitness space with Tapout Fitness. Big Brands is the exclusive international developer for Tapout Fitness, and we're very focused on expansion within key markets at this time around the world, including individual franchise locations, meaning people interested in opening their very own Tapout Fitness center, and also development rights such as owning the master franchise rights to specific areas, even including entire countries. And at this time right now, with all that the world has endured and as economies begin to emerge from the shadows of the pandemic, investments are beginning to go out in all directions. Many people have had changes in their employment status, in the type of business that they've operated, and are looking for changes and looking for opportunities. There's an unprecedented number of people that are starting new businesses right now, and we're seeing signs of that in so many different directions. If you talk to anyone that works at a bank and opens business accounts, they're going to tell you that they've never opened so many new business accounts ever before. It's just unprecedented times in terms of people looking for opportunities and starting businesses and becoming more independent, especially since a lot of jobs have disappeared or changed, and a lot of businesses that very successful entrepreneurs have done so well with no longer really have a place in kind of this new normal that we're faced with right now. Either they have to evolve. In some businesses, it's very hard to evolve to kind of compensate for social distancing and other elements. So today we're going to talk a little bit about, in the fitness space, Tapout Fitness. So Tapout Fitness franchising is truly an amazing opportunity. For one thing, there is so much pent-up demand right now around the world in terms of people that are used to working out or that always want to work out and then haven't been able to due to just limitations based on quarantine, based on restrictions and lockdowns and all types of different things around the world. It's been very hard to keep in shape. Not only that, it's been quite hard to eat healthy, and fast food seems to be one of the only types of food that's remained open throughout the pandemic and all the closures. And you may be in an area that's quite a bit different, but what many of us have experienced is kind of those top fast food chains seem to be the most accessible type of food. So all else aside, traditional grocery store shopping hasn't been what it used to lately, and so the masses, humanity is at a point where essentially we've had to eat less healthy food and stop exercising, and everyone's just ready to get out there and get fit. Now, fitness has been booming for a very long time. This isn't anything that's defined really by the fact that we've been through this and are still going through this awful pandemic. Fitness has been booming for a long time, but at this particular point in time, as we reemerge from the pandemic, there is just so much interest and demand in terms of getting fit, getting in shape. And so Tapout Fitness from Entrepreneur Magazine as of April 2020 was ranked on the top 500 new franchise list in America as being number 2 in fitness and number 16 overall out of all franchises on that list in America, which there's a massive number. So the brand itself is doing extremely well, growing fast. Locations are in the process of opening throughout the United States and internationally, including in Mexico, including in Peru, Singapore, Bangladesh, the Philippines, Cambodia, Nepal, Indonesia, and also United Arab Emirates, and a lot of other expansion in the works all over. So there's so much interest. So at this point in time, if you're someone that's interested in starting your own business and not having to spend a fortune doing it, relative to a lot of other types of franchises out there and a lot of other world-class brands such as Tapout Fitness, it's really considered quite affordable in terms of what your investment would be to open your own location. So opening your own Tapout Fitness center can be done from between 150 to 200,000 US dollars. Now, I'm not saying that that's a small amount of money, but relative to other world-class brands, and I won't mention their names, but if you look at other top-tier brands around the world, you're looking at spending quite a bit more than that for a very small facility with a very small margin in many cases. With Tapout Fitness, you're able to have a very well-equipped, beautiful fitness studio, and also with very healthy margins and with very attractive investment terms that make it such an unprecedented opportunity truly Now, Tapout Fitness is part of the Tapout brand family. Tapout is owned by two really powerhouse companies, WWE, which is World Wrestling Entertainment, and ABG, Authentic Brands Group. And if you research those two companies, they're just industry giants, two of the biggest media companies in the world. WWE has over 20 billion YouTube views, which is just a massive number of views. So all things considered, that truly is obviously very unprecedented. So the opportunity is there, and the opportunity, of course, continues to expand over time as more locations open. There's just a tremendous amount of momentum in the market. And because of that, we're very focused on development of Tapout Fitness at this time. So if you're interested in opening your own location, or also talking about possibly securing the rights to a city or a state or even a country, please contact Big Brands. We'd love to talk to you about that opportunity and go from there. What we're looking for in terms of franchisees really is someone that's passionate about running their own business, someone who has a successful business experience. It could be within the corporate world, it could be within the entrepreneurial, self-employed zone. That's also quite okay, but certainly experience either running a business or being part of a successful business with a level of responsibility to where you've learned really kind of accountability and how to drive success, and all those are ideal qualities to have. You do not need to have fitness experience, because complete comprehensive training is provided by Tapout Fitness in the USA through ongoing coaching, through ongoing teleconferences and webinars and on-demand material and content. There's just tremendous amount of support. I would consider it unprecedented support. That sometimes I would say franchisees feel that it's almost too much support, where sometimes you feel like saying, hey, that's enough for now. But the support just keeps coming. So there's just tremendous support. A lot of the top franchisees that I know have had zero fitness experience. And I mean, not only in terms of they didn't come from the fitness business, but also no real personal experience working out, even in kind of a ongoing way. Not professional athletes, not really that focused on athleticism overall, but they were just attracted to the business concept itself, to the brand, and just loved it all, and jumped in and have experienced great success without having experience within the fitness space specifically, either on a personal or on a business level. So that's not required. And of course, you do need to have the budget, which the minimum really that you can kind of squeak by with, depending on your market and where in your market you want to open a location, that will determine the cost to some extent. 150,000 US really is the rock bottom minimum to open a location. Probably more in the 200,000 US range is much better level to be at. Now, if you go with the most high cost area in your country, kind of the Beverly Hills of wherever you are, obviously everything's going to cost a lot more. Not everything, but in terms of rent expenses and even salary expenses, everything's going to be peaking out because of that type of location. So the location that you determine, which will be subject to approval from Tapout Fitness, of course, will help determine whether you're going with kind of a high cost location or a lower cost location based on the geographic area that you select within your community or within your country or city, state, etc. Now, in terms of development rights, it's quite a bit different. That's a much different opportunity. When you're involved in development rights, you're essentially profiting from locations that are opening in the area that you've secured the rights to, and you're compensated in terms of both royalties, also in terms of franchise fees, and there's considerable opportunity there for a long-term profitability from the growth of franchise locations throughout the market that you've secured. That's a very different type of opportunity. That does not require you to open your own location. And in fact, in some areas, you might be able to secure the development rights for a lower cost than opening your own location, depending on what area you're interested in focusing on. Now, if it's an entire country, depending on the size of your country and other factors, that would determine the pricing for either a major city, a state, a province, a country, etc. And we have the list, so if you're interested, let us know. Definitely the brand is growing extremely fast, and lots of locations in contract, lots of growth, lots of positive forward momentum and movement, and fitness is just a great place to be. There's recurring income. So if you're a franchisee opening a location, you're receiving monthly recurring revenue. Now, not only do you receive revenue from members who sign up for fitness, and in addition to that, another profit center is retail merchandise. So being able to sell Tapout Fitness merchandise, for example, in your location, and also there's an opportunity in specific markets where you can sell the Tapout brand retail as well, the clothing line. So that's also an opportunity in select markets. And in addition to that, there's corporate programs, there's private training. So there's just a really broad array of different types of profit centers and revenue streams that you'd be able to benefit from as a franchisee of Tapout Fitness, all with tremendous ongoing support. So that's it for today's discussion. I hope you found it helpful. Please take a moment to click like, subscribe, click the bell, and all so that you receive notifications of future broadcasts. Thank you so much for joining. Wish you the best.